Hey y'all, it's your girl Dorasia, and I'm back with another video. And today I want to talk to y'all about how we are so angry just as human beings. Why are we so angry? We literally all have anger issues. Clearly, some more than others. And obviously it takes a little bit of self-awareness to be able to address all of those things. But over the last couple weeks, or even within the last few days, we've come across so many people or instances of just people being nasty and inconsiderate. And it really just baffles me how people could go out of their way to be cruel and mean to one another, especially your own people. It gets worse when it comes to that. It's even worse, in my opinion. It's really like, why can't we just stick together and just be nice to each other? It literally costs nothing to be nice. It costs nothing to be nice. But if you're mean and cruel, it may not cost you, but it costs the other person. And it's just like, why? Just why? From destroying people's property to just being rude and disrespectful and unprofessional. I'm literally at a loss of words. And we were talking about it yesterday because when I say we, my partner and I were talking about it yesterday, and we're currently having some issues with people who need to provide us with a service for one of our cars because we're big into cars. And one person that we normally go to, the communication has been terrible, absolutely terrible, right? And so we're looking for somebody else to do that service for us. And we've come across this person who came through highly recommended from multiple people, and he's a Black man. And even though it wasn't an ideal situation logistically, because he's not close to us, we figured we would make it work. And I was a-okay with giving this Black man my money, right? Just out of the goodness of my heart, and just putting forth the act of us sticking together, us pouring into each other, into our own community, right? Cool. Everything was cool and great. Everything has been going well until we contact this person, and it was yesterday, July 4th, and just the response was a very smart-ass response. Like something that was totally uncalled for, and something that is just like, I don't even care how much of my money I gave to you. I don't even want to work with you anymore. It's just stuff like that. And it's just like, why? Why? What do we get from being rude or not looking out for your people? A simple response. It's always the extra stuff that makes it worse. A simple non-response, and you wait until it's not the holiday anymore to respond, instead of being like, well, you and I both know I'm not working today, sir. Like, why you gotta be extra? What is all that for? And granted, it's through text message, right? So it's just like, should we take it with a grain of salt? Like, there are different ways this person could have approached the situation. We don't really have rapport like that for us to assume that it was like a joking kind of thing, if you know what I mean. Like if he wasn't being a smart ass. But in the message is not cute. Like, and we're just here like, it literally costs nothing to be nice. Why do all the extra stuff? And it's always when you want to support your own, they turn around and just throw it in your face and make you regret it so much. And my partner and I, we have a business where we drive a truck, and he's driving the truck, and no matter where he goes in the country, granted, he meets all people who can be nasty, right? But no matter where he goes in the country, almost always it's a Black person being rude and mean to another Black person, i.e. him. And it's just like, what's the point? Why can't we band together? Why can't we look out for each other? And I was literally telling him, like, well, I do my part-time and I work in retail. And first of all, I literally can't be mean or disrespectful or rude to somebody if there wasn't like with that with me first, because, okay, I will defend myself. But working in customer service on that level, especially whenever it's a person like me, I typically go above and beyond for that person, right? I go above and beyond for most of my nice customers, right? But I try to look out a little bit extra for my people because I know nobody else will, right? I am that advocate, that person that will have their backs when nobody else doesn't, right? I'm consciously making that decision to be that person for my people. Go out on a limb for them, look out after them. If I can make a situation a little easier for them, that's what I do. Not saying that, I pick and choose who I look out for at work, but it means more to me when I am doing it for my people, because this world is hard for us. And when you're living in a world where it feels like almost everybody is against you, they want to be you so bad that they are against you. Why am I going to contribute to that by being against my own people? I am always going to try to uplift and do the best and the most that I can to be able to help my people. Why can't we all do that for each other? Why is it so much so that you feel like everybody is out to get you? To me, it is something that's just like, why, right? Like, how could you even do that? But when you sit and you think about all the situations that these people may be in, where they came from, the resources that they lack, not that they have, that they lack, right? I try to find it in my heart to be compassionate, even to those who are rude to me, right? Because you don't know what somebody else is going through. However, no matter where you come from, what your life looks like, what you've been through, you always have the choice to be and do better. If you go through life blaming everybody else for your issues, you will literally get nowhere, because nobody's gonna care. And not only that, but if you're here blaming everybody else, you cannot control what other people do. So how are you then gonna take control of your own life if none of it is your fault? At some point, you have to have enough self-awareness to be like, this is not right. Or enough self-awareness, and even I don't know how to say this, but like, not only self-awareness, but awareness for other people, right? So, for example, I'm self-aware enough to know this is how I would react to XYZ. But I know enough that this person might be going through XYZ, so I'm not going to take it personal. Why do we have to bring each other down and rip each other apart when it comes to anything? It could be how somebody looks, how somebody talks, what kind of job they have, what kind of car they drive, where they live, what kind of clothes they have on. All these things that don't really matter, but in our community, we rip each other apart for it. Why? Why is that like that? It is the saddest thing to witness. And we wonder why all these other communities can excel and go above and beyond, right? Because even if they may have rifts within their community, from the outside looking in, they band together and they stick together and they show up for each other, no matter what internal conflicts they may be having. We literally need to get over ourselves. As Black people, I'm sorry, we need to get over ourselves. What is it to you to support someone who looks like you when you know for a fact that everybody else is against them? Why not uplift each other and empower each other? Why do you have to resort to being mean and disrespectful and rude? I initially didn't even know where I was going with this video, because at first I wanted to talk about, I guess, like unprofessionalism and just like why we can't catch a break. But in that conversation came up as well as we feel like it is worse in the Black community. Black people doing this to other Black people. I cannot speak to white people, Asian people, Hispanic people, because I am neither of any of those. I am not any of those. So I can speak to what I know, and it's so true. Even when I'm at work and I'm working with a customer who is Black, looks like me, right? And they may have an attitude. I'm self-aware enough to know they don't got that attitude towards me. But I'm also, I can look beyond myself, right? I am not selfish in that I'm taking offense to how they may be acting in our interaction, right? Because a lot of the time, I do work where a lot of the times people are coming to me already frustrated, right? So why not? And the way that I turn those interactions around from them being angry and frustrated and them taking it out on me to me actually helping them and them laughing by the end of the interaction, it's me having that understanding that these people are coming to me for help and then they're already frustrated. So one, I'm already not taking anything that they're saying personal. Unless you come for me personally, directly and being disrespectful towards me, that's a different story. However, if they're just like making sly remarks or have an attitude, I don't really care about that. So one, I'm not taking that personal, right? I know they have an issue. I'm here to help them with that issue. Two, I use education if needed. Education on what's causing the issue, et cetera, right? So I'm there regardless of how they may be treating me. I'm treating them with respect and letting them know, hey, this is why. This is XYZ, right? And then three is like being relatable with them. I get you're frustrating. And sometimes if I have to, like, I will break the customer service voice act, if you will, and be like, yo, check this out. Or nah, that shit would blow me too. So it was like I am relating to them on that level culturally, right? In a way that, not in a way that they can understand, but I'm coming down to their level and not making it seem like I am above them, right? Because that's not what I'm here for. And relating to them and saying, yeah, this, I would be frustrated too. And I crack jokes here and there. And by the time the interaction's over, you could have called us friends, okay? But that's what I'm talking about when I say like having compassion for each other and not taking things personally, because when I tell you that is like the number one rule, the number one gem that I have picked up and learned, especially within last year alone, to not take things personally, because people are going to act towards you from what they know and their experiences, and it has nothing to do with you. Which now makes me think, like, I'm thinking back on that interaction we had with this person who replied to our message in a not in an unprofessional way, right? I'm just like, should I give him the benefit of the doubt? Should I give him another chance? But then, you got to look out for yourself too, right? Because even though I wanted to support this young Black man, I'm okay with stepping away because I don't even want that energy. I don't want to be associated with that energy or the way that they made me feel, right? There are a whole bunch of other people to support. I'm also not going to bash him, right? I'm not going to be blowing up his name and be like, don't go to this person is rude, disrespectful, blah, 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 whatever. I'm also not going to do that. We just weren't meant to work together. And that's okay. It happens, right? So we're just going to have to keep on pushing to get what we need, get the service that we need. And it's going to take a few extra steps and more money, but it's okay. We're okay with that. Well, that's just the word that I have for today, I guess. Us as Black people need to stick together and recognize the division amongst ourselves that has been created from our oppressors, right? We don't have to continue it. We can blame them and our ancestors past. Our ancestors past so much. We can blame it all we want, but that is not going to do anything for advancement of our people. It's not going to do anything for that. Let's get it together. Get it right, get it tight. The hell. Anyways, we have a how to be an eco warrior here for today. And today's word is buy less, but buy better. Whether it's a t-shirt or a kettle, invest in items that will last longer instead of buying something cheap that will fall apart quickly and become landfill in a couple of months. That's a good one because especially with things like Amazon that exist, we are always looking for the cheapest, quickest way to get something. A lot of times it turns out being more expensive in the long run because you have to keep replacing it, etc., etc. So buy quality stuff. If you want that name brand handbag, go get it. Because it's going to last you years. I literally have a Coach backpack that I use now that my godmother gave me, and she had it since before I was born. And I'm going to be 30 next year. So you do the math, okay? It's a nice bag. It's a nice little leather backpack, and it looks great. And it's still holding up. Stitching is great. No problems whatsoever. It's going to last you decades, literally decades. So yeah, buy quality stuff because it'll last you longer, and don't expect the cheap stuff to last. You're gonna have to replace it, and then you're also doing Mother Nature a disservice by throwing it out. So stop being wasteful and stop being stingy where it matters. Yeah, but anyways, that's the word for today. Peace.